Born shortly before 1948, I have lived all my conscious life in the framework of institutionalized, separate development. My friendships, my love, my education, my thinking, and every other facet of my life have been carved and shaped within the context of separate development. In stages during my life, I have managed to outgrow some of the things the system taught me. Hopefully, what I propose to do now is to take a look at those who participate in opposition to the system, not from a detached point of view, but from the point of view of a black man, conscious of the urgent need for an understanding of what is involved in the new approach. Black consciousness. One needs to understand the basics before setting up a remedy. A number of the organizations now currently fighting against apartheid are working on an oversimplified premise. They have taken a brief look at what it is and have diagnosed the problem incorrectly. They have almost completely forgot about the side effects and have not even considered the root cause. Hence, whatever is improvised as a remedy will hardly cure the condition. Apartheid, both petty and grand, is obviously evil. Nothing can justify the arrogant assumption that a clique of foreigners has the right to decide. It is probably necessary, at this stage, to warn all and sundry about the limits of endurance of the human mind. This is particularly necessary in the case of the African people. Ground for a revolution is always fertile in the presence of absolute destitution. At some stage, one can foresee a situation where black people will feel they have nothing to live for and will shout unto their God, "Thy will be done." Indeed, His will shall be done, but it shall not appeal equally to all mortals, for indeed we have different versions of His will. If the white God has been doing the talking all along, at some stage, the black God will have to raise his voice and make himself heard over and above noises from his counterpart. What happens at that stage depends largely on what happens in the intervening period. Black consciousness, therefore, seeks to give positivity in the outlook of the black people to their problems. It works on the knowledge that white hatred is negative, though understandable, and leads to precipitate and shotgun methods which may be disastrous for both black and white. It seeks to channel the pent-up forces of the angry black masses to meaningful and directional opposition, basing its entire struggle on realities of the situation. It wants to ensure a singularity of purpose in the minds of the black people and to make possible total involvement of the masses in a struggle essentially theirs. What of the white man's religion? Christianity. It seems the people involved in imparting Christianity to the black people steadfastly refuse to get rid of the rotten foundation which many of the missionaries created when they came. To this date, black people find no message for them in the Bible, simply because our ministers are still top busy with moral trivialities. They blow these up as the most important things that Jesus had to say to people. They constantly urge the people to find fault in themselves and by so doing detract from the essence of the struggle in which the people are involved. Deprived of spiritual content, the black people read the Bible with a gullibility that is shocking. While they sing in a chorus of mea culpa, they are joined by white groups who sing a different version, tua culpa. The anachronism of a well-meaning God who allows people to suffer continually under an obviously immoral system is not lost to young blacks who continue to drop out of church by the hundreds. Too many people are involved in religion for the blacks to ignore. Obviously, the only path open for us now is to redefine the message in the Bible and make it relevant to the struggling masses. The Bible must not be seen to preach that all authority is divinely instituted. It must rather preach that it is a sin to allow oneself to be oppressed